And we are back. Oh, I gotta turn my music on. There we go. All right, so let me open that so I can actually see it going here. All right. Wave girl, what are you doing? All right, so we hit 65. And as promised, I was going to make a little 65 video here on what we really should be doing. First and foremost, as you can tell, my outfit's a little different. Let's see if I can zoom out here. As you can tell, she's very modest, super modest. Let me get my daily reward here. Super modest. I got it for doing a Vanguard daily, I do believe. It is the Snowfall Harbor for a week. It's only actually it was only for I think 5 days or something. The one I really got is this right here. Boop. This is the one I really got, which I really like. I think it's pretty cool. So that's the one I'm keeping, but this is the one I'm going to be using because, of course, you know, it's just for a week. Why not use it? And of course, I got this gun mod as well. Get that. And of course, as always, if you want to get these outfits, you go to your coupons, which I have 223, not that many. And here they are. And then you get whichever one you want, or whichever leather one you want. Oh wait, she wears metal. What am I doing? I think I like this one. Hold on, click on that. Yeah, see, that one's pretty cool. I like that one. All right, so we hit 65. So what are you gonna do when you hit 65? Right now I'm actually in High Watch, way over here in High Watch, right here. The very first thing we need to do when we hit 65 is keep going with our story quests. These orange quests have to go. You have to get them done. So you're gonna do it all the way up to here, and it won't really take that long. Now that we hit 65, we're pretty much gonna breeze through them. Okay. And so we're going to do that. And the main reason we're going to do that is because you have your Vanguard quest here. Okay. The same thing we've been looking at this whole time we've been going. The one thing you want to make sure is that you at least log in once a day for your daily, for your weekly grants. 3 days gives you movement speed increases. Maximum HP is raised by 5% after 5 days and increased power by 6% after 7 days. We also want to make sure we're doing our weekly bonus, which means we have to do 20 of these. 20 of these right here. Green, of course, is just monsters. Nothing big. Regular monsters out in the world. As you can see here, what color is that? White-ish yellow? Those are PvP quests. I don't really think I'm going to do those. Of course, the blue is going to be our dungeons. And then, of course, we have our story quest up here that we need to finish. And, of course, here is the most important one. War is nigh. Report to Dougal that Zolan is missing. You're going to get 3 of these. And after we complete our 3, we're actually going to get better gear. Okay, because the gear we have right now is just the story quest gear. It's not really good. We're going to get our Idenil gear. I do believe it's going to be free Idenil gear, which is Oculus 2, which is technically just the base. Ready for dungeons at 65. I'm doing okay. All right. And then you're going to get more later, which we're going to go over. But of course, you want to make sure you're doing your dailies here to get your Vanguard credits. And I'm going to show you in a second what we're going to do to spend those. But the very first thing you actually want to do while you're questing is we want to have to go and get our master glyphs. Now, the gunner doesn't really have any master glyphs that we actually care about. Increase skill damage by 20% on Baldur's Vengeance. Don't care about it because it's a 6-minute cooldown. Even if you get it down, it's about 5 minutes. It's not worth it. The next one is Burst Fire, which reduces the willpower cost by 10. Don't think it's a big deal. I don't think it's a big deal. You may. I don't. I'll go over my rotation and my glyphs here in a second. But what we really want to focus on is our master glyphs. And you're going to get them from the dungeons. You're going to get them from two in particular. Sabex Armory, and Macellarius Catacombs. As you can see here, it's a glyph box upon completion for your class. So if you have a Lancer, if you have a Slayer in particular, Slayers definitely have to get these. Archers have a couple that they really need at the end game. So those are the ones you really need to focus on. And of course, if you run the Catacombs here, you get the 5 Alkahest. And then of course, once you get these done and start getting your Master Glyphs, and you complete all of your Vanguard quests and you get your gear, the next thing you need to do, well, technically it may not even be the next thing, but you really need to join a guild, because you need to do the vault run as much as you can. You can do a solo vault run, and you can do a group vault run, I think every 2 hours, I think is what it is. And you want to do that because that's going to get you your earrings and stuff. It's going to get you your accessories, and that's really what you want to do. You're going to get a brooch out of it. You're going to get some undergarments out of it. So you really want to run it. Okay. So the reason that we're running all those quests is because here are the Vanguard initiate vendors, which, as you can see here I am in High Watch. I don't know if you can really see it here, but right here, we're over here, and this guy's going to give us our crystals. Now these are blue because I don't have level 65 gear. I mean, I have story quest gear, but it's not level 65 gear. I really have to finish all my stories and stuff to really get the free gear, and then we can really start caring about our crystals. A crystal debate. A lot of people say you need pounding, you need focused. Oh, what's the other one? I think savage and forceful. I think it's really going to be up to you guys what crystals I'm going to put some links in this description for you to actually do some extra reading. They really get into in depth about the crystals. The carving crystal increases your crit. You definitely need the pounding crystal. I feel you really need that too. That's a damage to monsters increase. And then after that, I mean, it's really up to you and what you decide. I have increased damage to monsters about 7%, and these are 7.8. But there's no reason for me to spend my points. I've got 2,000 until I get my 65 gear, because it goes all the way up to 8.1. Now, when it says increased damage to monsters, that means bosses and minions. Okay, that's both of them. So that's kind of like super important. All right, my music's still going. Yes, my music's still going. So it's very important that you figure out what you're going to do and spend your points wisely. Here's your armors, and of course, hardy is pretty much the only way to go. I mean, everybody has just hardy and stuff. I mean, if you're a tank, you may have a different setup, but as far as DPS, I'm just going to run hardy. Not a big deal. And then don't worry about the special stuff. So that's our crystals. Next, Vanguard support guy. So here's some brooches that we can get. Brooches. I don't have any brooches at the time, so technically I can get this and it's going to be a good upgrade for me. You got some beginning jewelry. I don't think I would get that because, like I said, if you finish all your story and stuff and you get your Vanguard dailies done, they give you in your mail free armor and jewelry and some crystals. So hold off on that. As you can see here, this is my gun. It's 7,000. I only have 2,000, but it goes from my attack modifier is 5222, and it goes all the way up to 7393, which is a big deal. It's a big jump. And of course, here's others. You got your arms. You got your set bonuses that you really kind of need to pay attention to. Increase crit factor by 3, increase crit factor by 4. This one increases the crit factor by 3, and attack draws more aggro. So you really need to pay attention to your sets. And of course, at the bottom, your set bonuses for the for this one, you can read it yourself because apparently I can't talk. Increases power by 4, endurance by 3, power by 4, endurance by 2. So, I mean, I feel that's more of a tank, but hey, That's the only gear we got because it's beginner gear if you want to get it this way. You have superior glyphs that I hear pretty much to stay away from. And these boxes I hear to pretty much stay away from. As you can see, it's a chest containing Dagon's avatar weapon suitor for your class. So it's a weapon avatar for your thing. But for 2500 it doesn't even matter. And then there's consumables and other stuff, so you just kind of want to stay away from that. Honestly, that's the end of the end game. It's a lot harder. I mean, technically, if you want awesome gear, you have to get all your crafting up. So that's another thing, is getting all your crafting up, getting your achievements up, so that you can actually get these extra bumps and other rewards. All these, getting all these up is a big deal. Actually, I'm about to get my extra inventory up to be max inventory as soon as I got my energy up. It won't take that long. And then of course getting your alkahest, because you got to get up to your plus 12 weapons, because your ultimate gear is going to go up to plus 12. Right now we're just in plus 9 gear, but it's going to be plus 12, and it's going to require like plus 5, the 5 alkahest, and I think tier 6 alkahest, and it's not easy. It's not. Some would say endgame is pay to win, because you have to get the stuff for your character to level up. It's easier just to buy it. And I probably agree with that. Tera is kind of pay to win at the end if you want the best ultimate gear in the game. If you just want to take your time, then it's really not. It's really okay. So that's basically all there is, man. Running dungeons, and there's a bunch of other dungeons you're going to get. As soon as you get the your new set of armor, you actually open up hard modes and some other stuff. So if you want, you can run Baldur's Temple. It doesn't really take that long, but you don't get as much except for the alkahest. And I think it's Baldur's Temple. One of these you can run nonstop, and I can't remember which one it is. So you kind of have to play with that. So I don't think I don't know if it's gonna be my main. It may be like a higher alt than normal, but I don't think it's gonna be my main. I'm actually gonna do my archer or my slayer as my main to finish everything. So I might make another video after I advance for maybe some more clarification. But as I said before, I'm gonna put some links in the description to help you get a better understanding, because the more you read and learn about Tera, the easier it's gonna be for you at endgame. And let's not play, because endgame for Tera, well, Tera in general is just a learning MMO. You can't go into Tera without knowing what you're doing, or you're gonna be lost. Sorry, I'm distracted. This dude's bow is awesome. Look at that bow. That's so cool. Or girl. Let's look at the outfit. So cool. All right, so we're gonna talk about my skills and glyphs, my rotations really quickly. Here's what I have. I have a blast. Skill damage increased by 20%. My bombardment, I took both of them. I took increased chance to crit by 50% and the casting speed. Scatter shot, I do have increased skill damage and MP cost reduced. Nothing in point blank, nothing in burst fire, nothing in time bomb. My time bomb's kind of like a throwaway. I don't even use it anymore. The only thing I have in my arcane barrage is increased skill damage by 20%. On the forums and a couple other places, there's a debate going on. Some people put another glyph point in an increased attack speed. Okay. The reason they do that is because they feel that in between each of your skills, you should be either getting off a burst, a blast, or a scatter shot. Okay. Some people are saying do a blast after every skill that you do. Some are saying that when you do arcane blast barrage, you should do a scatter shot and then explode the barrage. I'm giving it a little while longer before I make a whole thing, but I may do a blast in between one, but I don't think I'm gonna do a scatter shot in between the arcane barrage. Mana missiles, double chances to crit. Arc bomb, of course, I have all three in arc bomb. Increased skill damage, which you can kind of take out. it's not one of your hardest hitting ones. It's kind of a waste of 4. You can actually take that 4 and put it in your attack speed if you wanted. Or you could put it in rocket jump where you decrease the cooldown by 25%. Those are the 2 things you can actually do with that arc bomb. I was just having it in there for leveling. So maybe, tell you what, I probably will take that out and put it in rocket jump, because I may be using rocket jump a lot more. But I'm definitely going to keep stun duration by 50% and reduce MP cost by 50. Okay, and of course, like I just said, rocket jump, I did the cooldown, which takes it down 3 seconds, which is 9 seconds. You see what I'm saying? It's not real. I don't feel it's a big boost, man. I don't. But the arc bomb base damage is 1543. I mean, it's just a toss up. Really. I'll probably put it back in arc. I'll test it. I don't know. Baldur's Vengeance, I'm not putting anything in there. Replenishment, I definitely put the 2 in. Decrease cooldown by 25% because you're gonna be using it a bunch, and gain an additional 50 willpower every time you use it. HB 7, of course, I have increased skill damage because when you blow up your arcane barrage, he does his little bomb thing on him. The turret, I pretty much took everything off the turret because in the dungeons, man, the bosses just kill my turret too fast. I mean, seriously, when you're in a group, it's harder to maintain your turret sometimes, and that's not really your mainstay. Actually, your mainstay technically is your barrage. So I kept the mana MP reduction because I'm still gonna throw it out, but there's just too many other things that I'm gonna use more. The next thing that I did, well, some people have taken this recall, which cools it down by 20%. I just don't. I'm just not going to use it that much. I don't think. If I need to, I might rearrange this rocket jump into something else. I mean, because it is an extra escape, but right now this is how I have it. Roll and reload. I do have both in here. 35% chance to eliminate cooldown and increases damage of scatter shot. And then that plays into actually my rotation. And my rotation is Arcane Barrage. After you do Arcane Barrage, you can do a blast, detonate Arcane Barrage, replenishment. If replenishment automatically causes the cooldown for a barrage to go off, you're gonna do barrage again. Okay, if it doesn't, you're gonna do scatter shot, you're gonna do roll, you're gonna do scatter shot. This is where your fillers come in. Then if you want, you can do arc bomb. Okay, just depending if the tank has it, or if you're questing by yourself, just do arc bomb. If you in a dungeon and the tank's having problems, arc bomb it just to stun them. And then of course, mana missiles is my filler. These two right here is my point blank and my rocket jump. Okay. If you have full willpower, here's what I do next. First thing that I do, if I have full willpower, I'll do Baldur's Vengeance against the boss. Okay. That's got a 6-minute cooldown. You want to do it against the boss. That's probably going to be, if you're depending on your gear, right now it's about 2.5k from 200k for me. Hopefully by the time I get my gear, it'll be like 400k, maybe 500k instant. If Vengeance is on cooldown, then I'm doing Bombardment. Okay. And then if I have a full one after that, I do Burst Fire instantly. Okay, so anytime you get a full willpower, don't hold on to it. Do one of these moves. Okay, very simple. If you want to, you can throw down. You can throw down a turret. If you want to, you can do the time bomb. If it's a bunch of ads, which I guess I need to move this time bomb down here on 8. That's up to you. The rest I don't care about. But your mainstay is these 3. Arcane Barrage, and Scatter Shot. Period. Period. That's your main go-to, period. Okay? And that's it. That's honestly... yeah, that's it. That's all I got. Yeah, I don't think I have any more. It's so weird. I thought like in my head I had like a whole bunch to talk to, but look at the links I'm gonna give you for these crystals. Right now I have power. Thinking all of them, power by one, and this is power by 2. So 2 power, 1 power, 1 power. Working pretty good for me, you know. Nothing fancy there. My mount, of course, once I hit 65, they gave me a 7-day nightmare mount because they want me to fall in love with it and go to the store and buy one. It's not going to happen, but you know, hey. As you know, in the store, the new thing is the bears, the polar bears, and the other bears, and the brown bears, and the white bears. So, you know, go eat your heart out there if you want those. There's nothing really, there's no mounts that I've really wanted to get. And I've got a lot of imp, man. I got 3,000 imp. Maybe I'm buying like a costume over here, like a steampunk or something. I'd like to buy it. If I buy it, I want to buy it like account wide so everybody can wear it. I mean, if I'm going to spend the money, let's spend the money, you know? I thought about getting these gun Tetris models they have out now, or 8-bit models, but I don't really care about those. You see a bunch of them, but I don't care about those. Loot boxes, of course, now have the pandas and all the stuff in it. So, Tera is one of those games that I really enjoy playing, but make no mistake about it, I get tired of it and I leave it for 3 or 4 months and I come back to it. It's just one of those things. I don't think it's just hard for me to really get back into other games like WoW and stuff. You know, I think WoW really died for me. I mean, Pandaria didn't help, but when they came out with the selfie stuff and they come out with the new, you get your own little town, you know, and you don't need crafting anymore. You can mine all your stuff. You can get your all plants and stuff in your little, you know, town center. I just can't. Garrison, you know, sorry, Garrison. It just took a lot. I mean, why even bother crafting, really? Seriously, why bother? And of course, it just doesn't make any sense. Oh, one thing I do want to tell you: when you get your Idenil armor, okay, when you get it, don't disenchant it. Don't get rid of it, because in the next patch or the next expansion or whatever they're going to do, they bump it up. All right. So don't destroy your Idenil armor, because that's going to be an extra set of gear for you. So just throw it in the bank or keep it on your person, because when the next one comes out, like they raise it up to 70, level cap to 70, that Idenil armor is going to jump up, because that's like the base armor. Okay. So hang on to it for right now. Don't disenchant it. That was another thing I was going to say about WoW. That's the only reason I remembered, is because that gear that you get at the end game always gets destroyed 2 minutes after the next expansion comes out. And it's kind of a bummer that you spend all that time trying to get the gear and then it just doesn't matter. So, all right, so get your master glyphs, finish your story quest, run your dungeons while you're finishing your story quest. Get your Vanguard stuff so you can buy stuff if you need to, like crystals and stuff. And get your crafting up, okay? Or go do an alt. Doesn't really matter. You know, and then play this and love it until, you know, Black Desert or Blade and Souls comes out, or whatever the next, you know, big MMO craze is. So, all right. I appreciate it. Thanks for watching. I'll probably make another video after this to really, you know, show some extra stuff, maybe some achievements or something that I've been doing. But that's, I think, so far. But so far, that's it for our series. And hey, don't feed the trolls.